Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's time for more NFL Street Challenge Mode. We're now, I guess, a quarter of the way through this. We've beaten the first two divisions available, the NFC West and the AFC West. I have more challenges to share with you today as I wanted to get this team a bit stronger before our next round of games, and these challenges are certainly getting tougher. This one has us taking on the Detroit Lions, trying to score a touchdown while they have an active game breaker. And thankfully they start you around midfield, so, you know, one or two plays could pretty much get the job done, but they built a no-fly zone here, and I just had to eventually, through brute force, get lucky with the throw to Colt Sully and the touchdown to Matthew McNair to finish this first challenge for 760 development points. Now, these challenges are getting tougher, and we already have a pretty good team, so I'm not doing all the tougher challenges. I'm doing a lot of the ones that I can just get done quicker. Here's a quick one against the Raiders, and we had to score a couple touchdowns, I think one on the ground and one in the air. I'm trying to expand the playbook as well, just to have some more play variety. After a while, I find myself running the same 4 or 5 plays all the time. But we got quite the team here. Some of the things we're pulling off. How about Colt Sully off the tip? We fumble, and guess who gets it back for the touchdown? I mean, we have next level strategy here. We have a great team already. I've read some of the feedback about what to do going forward to spice up the series. I do love the idea of adding Ricky Williams to the team when we take on the AFC East and maybe stealing him from Miami. I think that would be awesome because he's on the cover of this game and probably one of the best players in it. I know that means Matthew McNair might eventually, have to split time at running back or be a backup or something. But I do like the idea of maybe doing some of that. But these challenges, went pretty smoothly. I went for a lot of the easier ones, 100 points here, 100 points there. But I really got to thinking about if we could find a player to steal now. That would definitely be interesting as we go through these ladders that get a little repetitive. Chris McAllister would be awesome. Ricky Williams, like I said. But I haven't unlocked those divisions. We're going to the NFC North here, and I'm a Minnesota Viking fan, so I wanted to steal somebody from my favorite team. This would have been just a couple years, too, after I started watching football. So this is like the very beginning of me being into the sports. We score pretty quickly here, and I'm thinking, yes, we're going to get the football back quickly, but Tyrone Brightful, if he's not getting spun out, he's dropping interceptions. They're right there, man. A couple plays later, at least we got the interception with Demario Waddle. And we'll jump forward. We have a lead here, 16-14. It's a game that's 1st to 24. What's the one thing I can't do here with Minnesota having their game breaker? Is give them a safety. And now it's a one-score game for them to potentially win it. Culpepper for Moss inside the 5. And they're right there. They'll run it with Michael Bennett for a touchdown, and the 2-point try would seal this for the Vikings. Culpepper incomplete. So now I need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. We go with Matthew McNair on the outside, trying to get past Moss, and he breaks a tackle into the end zone. A 2-point try is all we need. So we're going to my bread and butter play and miss it. Next score wins. Vikings have the football. Here comes Reddick, a fumble in the end zone, and that's how we beat the Vikings, the 24. That's a real Vikings loss there. That's pretty realistic, honestly. And I wanted to add Dwayne Bates. No. Who do I want to add to this team? We're talking about the Vikings in the early 2000s. This would have been a year before Dante Culpepper's best season in his career. But we're not adding Dante Culpepper or Chris Hovan. No, it's obvious. We're adding my favorite NFL player of all time. That's going to be Randy Moss, the newest member of our NFL Street team. One of the best receivers to ever do it. Best deep threat in NFL history. I really wish he got that Super Bowl ring during that Patriots 16-0 season. Really wish he had gotten to 1,000 catches as well. But now he's on the team. I'm not able to edit his attributes or anything, just his gear. So I have made some adjustments here. We do have some new gear unlocked, so I have refreshed the gear for Matthew McNair, going from this set to this. I like the new basketball jersey that I had just unlocked. And that's going to take us into our newest episode today. We still have around 1,200 points to spend, and it won't be a ton if we're upgrading some of our higher ratings. And there's been some good feedback to maybe just get some of the better gear, because a +3 boost, if you already have like 16, is very valuable. For instance, if we want to just take the D moves here for Allen Johnson from 15 up to 18, that gets really expensive. We can't even do it. We have 1,200 points. We'd only be able to upgrade him twice. So a +3 gear effect, very good in this game. I'll have to find the challenge that I think is doable. There was at least one, but I didn't do it today. Maybe in one of the upcoming episodes I'll fit that in. And you can let me know if you want me to try and steal more players just so we can have a little more variety there. I probably won't use Moss in every game, but I definitely want to try using him today in the NFC North. I know those defenses love facing him, caused the Packers to draft like 7 defensive backs after the Vikings got him. But Moss has maxed out speed, 20 speed, 19 agility, 19 catching. His tackling, though, is just a 0, not even like a 4. So I can have him out there playing like corner, but his coverage isn't great, his tackling isn't great, so I might not want to use him in every game. And I imagine once I start playing with him, though, everybody else is going to feel so slow in comparison. I think Matthew McNair is our next fastest player, and he would have, what is it, his 16? Yeah. And I could upgrade that further, but obviously now it just gets way more expensive. I am really interested, though, in stealing Chris McAllister, who's probably one of the best corners in this game. He would be from Baltimore, so that could be in one of the next divisions we unlock. But what to do with the points today? I'm going +1 speed on Demario Waddle. I've also been told to not ignore the agility rating, and that will help out the jumping. And I would say in this game, it's more clear that jumping is useful as a rating than like Madden. I'm still not sure what that really does, if it like allows you to trigger a certain set of animations, but at least in this game I think it makes a lot of sense. And you know what, maybe that'll help Sully as well, because I've got to get some better coverage, and maybe just being able to leap and make some plays there will be the difference this team needs. I'll upgrade his speed as well. Doesn't leave us with a whole lot left to play with today. So let's go with some pass rushing here for Matt Reddick. He's still going to play a lot, and there are some players I might start to play a little bit less. I'll upgrade Reddick here in a few spots, but I'm not sure if I'll add a quarterback at any point, because I also want my quarterback to be able to play some defense, and I've been doing that with Reddick. I might end up, moving on and not using Hudson Lumen as much. And today, I don't think we're going to see Tyrone Brightful, because I want to see Randy Moss play safety when it's time to go to defense. So give me Green Bay up first. We're going to take on the NFC North ladder today. That's our next challenge. We've taken down the first 2 ladders, on to number 3, beginning with Green Bay. So as always, we're playing to 36 points here, and we're in a new stadium, or a new field. This is in Detroit, and now the lighting here might be a little bit tougher to see. Doesn't look too bad, but this is kind of what early 2000s games looked like. They had oh my, what a catch by Moss, but the lighting wasn't always great. That's one thing I always notice going back to older games, especially like older shooters. Let's get it to McNair now, and we'll see how much I really want to run the ball today, because I got Waddle and Moss on the field. Already 1 catch for Randy Moss. Why'd he stop on the route? Reddick on the draw. Actually, we'll make it a quarterback sweep and take it in for the touchdown. I gotta dive. I keep forgetting to get the style points. It's still like a weird thing to get used to. But hey, a really good start to the day. Ah, man. They've taken away my money play, though. I thought I had the game figured out with that one. There we go. Almost got to him. And over Waddle to Javon Walker. Also known as the last receiver the Packers took in the first round. Separating. There's McNair. I've been doing this a lot in some of the easier challenges, just because it seems no one can keep up with him on that play. Like throwing it to your running backs in here. It is one of the most effective things I think you can do. Touchdown, Randy Moss, just like we drew it up. You didn't go out of bounds there? Are you kidding me? Oh, he fumbled the ball, and here's Demario Waddle. Randy Moss playing fullback. Bet you've never seen this one before. Can they keep up with him? Moss could not make the catch. Green Bay actually has a chance here at a turnover on downs. So we'll buy some time, and McNair dropped it. Oh man, I thought I could make plays like that, but it's still so difficult to get user picks in this game. But hey, with Moss's speed, we'll see what we can do with him at safety, if that ends up being a decent fit or not. Green Bay's answering. Oh, okay. I want to score on one of these, though. Reddick broke a tackle. He's going to get there. And we're going to build up our game breaker along the way. How about that? Rolling and throwing. I know I'm doing this over and over again. No way I missed that. We're facing a fourth down right here. Don't want to give the ball back to Green Bay. There's Moss. And that's the speed on display. Oh no, I tried to celebrate at the end. No. Yeah, I don't need the tip. Oh, a fumble. Yes, that's a touchdown. We got the points. It's okay. It just took a couple more plays is all. One thing, too, is that this game will keep track of your stats. And once we wrap everything up, I'll show you everything that's accumulated. It doesn't include the challenges, just like the full games. Yeah, I'm trying to user pick this like I'm playing Madden, forgetting that receivers can literally jump like 8 feet in the air. It's really hard to get used to a game that just completely goes away from what I've gotten used to for 20 years. Like, even when this game was out in its prime, I mean, I wasn't very good and didn't get very far in it, so I didn't play it a whole lot. It's one of those things I was really more interested in later on. Defense scores again. I just need one more and Green Bay's done. Come on. Yeah, I still can't do it there. I don't know what I have to do. What's the button to jump 12 feet in the air and make that play? All right, well, we got the turnover on downs from Green Bay. Couldn't get the fumble this time, but that's all right. Uh-oh, free rusher, and okay, Green Bay doesn't want this to be over quite yet. I haven't done this enough yet in this game. Up top for Moss to win it, and we're done with the Packers. What a perfect way to end that challenge. We're going to be mixing things up a little bit in here. Well, nothing's really changed on the first play, but you'll see what I have in mind for this one here in a moment. Little dribble of the football there. I didn't rack up like any style last time, so I'm trying a little bit harder. But today, in this matchup now, We're going to play with DeMario Waddle at running back and see what he can do there. McNair's going to play some receiver. Oh boy, Waddle fumbled on his first carry. So when I was first doing these ladder challenges, I thought it was more of a concern about like losing and having to redo a bunch of games. What a hit. Cordell Stewart. I honestly don't really remember him with the Bears. Like Marty Booker is out there, Anthony Thomas, A-Train. I don't really remember Cordell Stewart with the Bears a lot though. I'm not sure I remember much before Rex Grossman. This was the only year that Cordell Stewart played with the Bears. Maybe that's why I can't really remember it. Oh, nice move by Thomas. Touchdown. That's a nice start for the Bears. But I was talking about, you know, the ladder and like not wanting to have to restart and that concern. But it just seems like you need to beat these challenges in a row. Like you can redo them if you fail a game, but you can't back out and like attempt more challenges. That resets the ladder and you gotta go through it again. And I'm cool with that. It's basically, you know, forcing you to get your team ready, and then you play all those games in a row. And if you want to make a change, you gotta decide if you want to have to redo the ladder over again. Now, that would be something if it was like 4 games in a row. If you lose, you have to start over no matter what. But this has still been really fun to go through, and I hope you're enjoying the episodes. And as long as everybody is still engaged, you know, I'll stay at like the current pace the episodes have been working at. If it starts to drop off a little bit and maybe there's a little more fatigue with the series, then I'll start to summarize things and maybe do some ladders faster, play those off recording and show some highlights and just get us closer to the end. I keep hearing you guys say that NFL Street 2 is better, and I'd love to check that out when we're done here with this one. I'm not sure if it would be immediately, but possibly. I'm very curious because I never played or remember NFL Street 2 very well. Also, I think it was in the last episode I talked about like the possibility of doing some other games. Wow. But I mentioned in that game that I didn't think the bigs had aged very well. And there was a time last year where I just popped it in to try it out for a few minutes, and I wasn't really liking it. I wanted to... What happened? Did Stewart just catch his own pass? But after the last episode, when I was rendering it, I decided to just check it out again one more time to make sure. And I thought it was actually really fun. I thought that the animations were good, the presentation was surprisingly good. So, you know, baseball season's coming up. I'd love for there to actually be, you know, an MLB season to go with it, you know, the whole lockout right now. But, that's when I would look to try, you know, we throw back to backyard baseball, or we play the bigs, and maybe it's just a couple of videos. In most cases, I'll probably put out one video just to see what everybody thinks before I do a full-on, like, career mode or something. In that game, in the bigs, you're able to, I think, create a player and have basically like a career mode type of thing with them. There we go. That was really smooth until I hit the wall. Yeah, so I just checked out the case, and there is like, I don't know if it's like Road to the Show or like a My Player type of thing, but that is in there. I don't think I ever remember playing that. I just played a few innings in a game, and, you know, it was difficult, challenging, but definitely a game I think that's worth revisiting. I don't know if I ever played the Bigs 2. I don't have it. I could also try to get that one. Let's go over the top here. Give me that one. We're going to need to steal a possession in this game. I did end up getting a couple more older games added to the collection here. So I have Slugfest 2004. I don't think I've ever played that game. I also picked up Madden 2001 on PS1 because that was my first ever Madden. I'd love to revisit that. Probably closer to like Madden launch or something is when that would make more sense to me. But I had no idea that every PS3 is backwards compatible with PS1. It was only the early model PS3s that were backwards compatible with PS2, and I do have one of those PS3s. Although, the experience here in the emulator, oh my goodness, it is so much better. Like, PCSX2 has totally, like, revived the PS2 era for me, and most of the games I have play really well. There are some that have some, like, graphical issues I'll have to figure out, but, I mean, Streets played flawless. I'm playing the game in, like, 1440p at 60 frames a second. I mean, if I was playing this in, like, 480p... with no widescreen, I don't think it'd be as much fun to watch. So we got the turnover on downs, and we're getting the touchdown as well. Pulling ahead now against Chicago, just like we planned on all along. But their offense has actually been quite challenging. Stewart, yes, he's down for the safety. 24-14. Randy Moss says that is his ball. I'm tempted to do the game breaker here, but I am always saving it for defense. Eventually, I'll just use one on offense to see what it's like. Yeah, just running around everybody with Moss. Oh, I added another game I've never played, but I've seen on YouTube, and it looks pretty interesting. MLB Power Pros. It doesn't have like a year on it or anything. I think there were a couple Power Pros games, but I got the one, of course, on PlayStation 2. And when the baseball season comes around, perhaps we'll check that game out as well. Love revisiting these older games, though. They were very interesting, and I love these street style games. Love to see if the baseball ones have aged well. I am looking out for another game that was recommended. A lot of you were talking about NHL Hits. I've never played that. I don't have much experience playing NHL games, but that might be one to pick up. I do have NBA Street Volume 2. There are some other Street games, and there's like NBA Ballers. There's a bunch of games I don't have a lot of familiarity with. I mean, I didn't really grow up watching a lot of basketball. I mean, the Timberwolves weren't really worth watching after KG left. So, my bulk of like watching basketball was really just Sports Center highlights. And I really enjoyed that because that was in the era where you'd see what like Allen Iverson did that day, or any of the other great stars from that era. I feel like that era of NBA stars was really, really special. And I was just like a really casual fan, so I didn't really watch a lot of it live or anything, but it was always fun to watch, like Sports Center highlights at night. Let's end this one now. We're almost there. Touchdown, Randy Moss. We'll just end every challenge with him scoring. Well, we already have a couple blowout wins today. We'll see if we can do it all over again. And to try and mix this game up, as Waddle's going to get us started, Moss is playing running back. We'll just have him playing all over the field here. Everything but quarterback, probably. So, I mean, I get to play with a 20-speed running back here. That'll be a good time. And he'll still be out wide on occasion, so... You know, it's not a bad idea to play like your fastest guy at running back, no matter if he's a receiver or whatever. How about this deep throw? Wow! That's indefensible! What can you even do about that? That was like the most Mahomes throw I've made in this game. That was pretty incredible. You're not open enough. There you go. Joey Harrington, the Oregon Duck legend, the former Atlanta Falcon. Did he go anywhere else? Lions, Falcons, I think that was it. Come on, get there. Oh yeah, he had a stop in Miami and New Orleans as well in the mid-2000s. Former number 3 pick, Joey Harrington. We are almost getting a safety like every play here. So who's on this team then? You got Dre Bly. They had Azahir Hakeem in the challenge I did earlier. Stewart? I'm not sure. And then Charles Rogers at receiver. But the Lions don't have the best ratings here. Wow, Moss is just wide open. There you go. I should have done the style dive, but Randy scores again. He's been a good addition. But what should we look to add to the team next time? I'm thinking that it might be fun to bring in like a top tier defensive lineman. Imagine we have, you know, Allen Johnson who's been developing here, and then, you know, maybe McNair gets a game off or something. And who could we steal from this era? One of my favorite defensive linemen in general was Simeon Rice for the Buccaneers. Really good pass rusher. Joey Harrington's just trying to make a play here. And wow. Somehow we got that to be incomplete. I can't get a user pick though on a deep ball. It's just impossible. Trying to figure out who Stewart is at the same time. Second turnover on downs. The Lions, they just don't have it. James Stewart is the running back. I don't remember much about him. When I think of older running backs here with Detroit, I think of like Kevin Smith. But they tried for a long time to find an adequate starting running back. Randy Moss again. No way. I didn't fumble into the end zone though, apparently. So I don't know if they have that touchback rule, but we score again. We might shut out the Lions. The home field advantage does not appear to be helping out Detroit much in this game. I do love all the different stadiums in here though. I think that's one of the coolest parts of this game. How did Sully get burned so bad there? There goes our shutout. Like, he got beat by 15 yards, and then it's, you know, my user safety play. I should just switch off. You know, that's going to be the only way I think I can make a play there. Oh! I immediately got a user pick on a 2-point try. It's just so meaningless. I still don't know how to choose who goes in motion. Like, I have no clue how that works. Yep, touchdown Moss. There it is. I mean, celebrating even, he's faster than everybody else. I think if you're to do some of the tougher challenges in this game, though, and there are some that are like, beat the Lions to 36 points and win by 20. I think to do some of that, you need to be really strong in the trenches. You're going to have to probably get like a safety, a couple of sacks. I think that's probably the easiest way to get turnovers, is if your pass rush is consistently dominant. I just don't think that defense, even a dominant secondary, makes enough plays to win a game by like 20 all the time. Oh, wow. I thought that was way overthrown. Like, we've been in the backfield a lot here against Harrington, and I mean, those first 2 turnover on downs drives, they weren't even competitive. Rodgers against Waddle. So Detroit's going to put up a bit of a fight here late in the game. Joey Harrington trying to get their second touchdown. And James Stewart dives in. Trying to end it here in the end zone. Okay, that was an interesting play. Tried to hit Randy. Hey, we might be able to use a game breaker on offense, though, if I play this right. Over the top. Waddle, what are you doing? So I got to get the first down here. I'm going to throw it in the double coverage because that's what I do apparently. I always do something to make these games last longer than they should. Here we go. Randy Moss in the open field. I really want to try using a game breaker here, but I might end up scoring a bit too quick. Lions closing the gap, by the way, and they're close to a game breaker as well. Reddick? That was supposed to be a juke, I think. And we've unleashed the game breaker on offense. Where are we going with it? Where are we going? Wow, I just wanted to see how good that throw would go. Hey, it's not over yet. I still have to get the 2 or the 1. And we got it there. That's 3 down. And we save the Vikings for last. I think they're the team in this division that is kind of best built for NFL Street. They had some speed on offense. Of course, Moss, who's playing for both teams here, I suppose. There's a quick 6. But Dante Culpepper is also a really good fit in here. He's just kind of like a better version of Matt Reddick here. They have that power running and strong arm. Well, Culpepper probably has a stronger arm. But I like this Vikings team for Street. They were challenging in the game I had to win to get Randy Moss in the first place. I have no idea which difficulty the ladder is played on, but decided I would save them here for last. And then hopefully the All-Star game goes well for us. Nice play, Johnson. Culpepper for Moss, and I don't think we're catching Randy. Vikings answer. Love rolling out here and throwing it deep to Matthew McNair. I do have McNair playing running back again, but it's nice to just mix things up like that and play players in some different spots. I can't believe that worked. And there's a touchdown for McNair, taking the lead again. Oh, I almost got it. Waddle, what happened? It's like impossible to get a user pick in this game. Where's Jim Kleinsaucer, though? Why aren't they using him on this team? Is he on the roster? Do they put fullbacks in NFL Street? We are double covering Randy Moss with Randy Moss. And it seems to be working. But Culpepper just goes the other way. We're going to roll left. That's open enough. Waddle! He's tackled. We're close to our game breaker, though. And McNair out to the left. A little dribble and driving in for 6. Touchdown. Game breaker activated. That's probably the right call there. Just throw it deep to Moss. Hope for the best. We force the fumble this time. Lumen doesn't quite have the speed of everybody else. I think he's maybe our second slowest player. But we will buy some time. Oh, still going somehow right into the crate. Gonna roll outside here. Ooh, he's wide open with a one-hander. See, now we're just playing with them here. I mean, this is just too easy. We've gotten to the point now where we're blowing out all of our opponents here in the ladders, so I don't really need to focus too much on the dev points unless these games start getting more tricky. Wow. I was not ready for this one. CPU does break out some nice one-play touchdowns at times. Vikings close to their game breaker. I wonder if we can hurry up and score before they use that. A play action. Stepping up. Firing deep. There's Moss. Just gotta get to the end zone. And now trying to win it. Moss eliminates the Vikings. So a nice clean sweep here. 4-0. All games decided by multiple possessions. That one in 9 minutes. That's like my speed run record there. Will the All-Star team challenge us a bit more than the base teams in this division? Waddle gets us going here. That's a 9-yard pickup. I do see Moss out there. Not sure who else they're going to unleash, but Moss just missed 2 tackles on that play. Rolling out. Randy Moss covering Randy Moss. And Moss makes the catch. On the counter, we got McNair scoring easy. Oh, what's going on here? And they lateraled it. The CPU does some things in here that I'm not sure, like, a user can easily replicate. Wow, I just totally whiffed on that. I had an easy sack right there. All right, I guess Favre is running for first downs now. Don't know what that's all about. Now the All-Stars closing in. Wow, a fumble. Who's going to get there? It's still in bounds. Come on. Yes, we got the ball. That was close. A reverse to Moss. And he slipped. Didn't work how I expected that to. This is a dominant start, though. No look, McNair diving catch. Wow, what a throw to Randy Moss for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Yeah, this offense is just too unstoppable right now. I think once you get to a certain point, and we reached it rather quickly, offense, like, isn't all that challenging anymore. Oh, the double move always gets me there. I cannot cover that route one-on-one. That's probably one of the most OP routes in the game. It should be run more often. Wow, threw it right to Waddle, and he's going to take this one for a pick 6. Favre throwing pick 6s. This game gets it right sometimes. We already got our game breaker. It's 20-0. They're trying to run it here. Don't give up on running the football. And wow, you can't let them score on the game breaker. We really let them score on a game breaker, and now I'm trying to avoid a safety. What a throw to Matthew McNair. I think we've gotten the passing ratings to a good spot with Reddick. Not sure. I might still want to get an upgrade at some point, but he hasn't missed any throws today that I can remember. I never run it to the right. It's always to the left. Let's change it up here. And McNair almost gets there. And we go back to the left where it's wide open. Blitz off the edge here with Moss. How fast can we get there? Wow, right into the reverse to Randy Moss. I was actually set up perfectly for that. You know, Amon Green is really good in this game. I've had a problem with him in this entire game. That's a nice touchdown run. I mean, he's just not going down on first contact very often. All right, 2 touchdowns to win the game now. I didn't get enough of my 2-point tries to work. So we'll throw it up top. Waddle, no. Little play action now. Getting Moss open in space. Let's roll outside here. Randy Moss open again. He's always open though. We got third down here. Oh, that's just too easy. Moss again. Thankfully, the sideline is there. It's the only way we're slowing down Amon Green. They have their game breaker. It doesn't seem like they'll use it here. I might have to score against it to end this game on the next possession. Off the edge, a fumble forced by Moss, and that goes out of bounds. Are you kidding me? They do have a long way to go now. Maybe we can try to get a turnover on downs or a second fumble. Of course, they're going to Amon Green. I can't tackle. I wonder if they get to like fourth down, if they would actually consider using their game breaker. I think in that case, you'd have to think about it. They're probably down by too much to do it there, but in some games, you might actually have to think about using your game breaker just to not throw away a drive. 34-15, and the pass is shy and intercepted. It's Waddle, and he's stopped. Was hoping to score there because now they're going to use Game Breaker. Game Breaker active for the All-Stars. I know what I want here. Yep, that's the OP route. Intercepted, though. Come on. Yep, nice play, Randy. One more to win it. McNair still going. Why is there a box on the field? Isn't that against the rule book? There's a whole section of the rule book that states like what makes an official field, from the width and all the paint and all the stuff. Like, that is against the code of field regulations. But Moss is ending this one. It was fun playing with the NFC North today, but all these games were basically blowout wins. So we're stuffing all this into one video today, and we're almost halfway done here with all the ladders. 2 interceptions, a pick 6, forced fumble for Demario Waddle. That's a nice game for him. So if we just stay in order here, we'll move on to the AFC North, and we only need to unlock 3 more divisions. So at this point, we have 3 ladders done, and for challenges, 8 here, 10 here, 2 plus the 4 in the East here I did. I've done 24 challenges, 3 total ladders, and we've stolen 1 player. I hope you're enjoying the episodes here at NFL Street, and let me know what you would like to see in the next one. If you'd like me to start maybe summarizing some of these ladders, because maybe I don't have to do a lot more challenges. I could maybe just play out a few of these ladders and do those just faster, just because I don't want the episodes to feel like they're all the same or not all that exciting. So let me know what you'd like in the next one, and I'll be back again with more Street soon. But I appreciate all your support. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next time. Have a great day.